Hey everyone, it's Patrick Nerswicki. It's Friday, October 31st. Happy Halloween. And I'm going to be covering my study tool that outlines both digestion and absorption in our digestive system for carbs, proteins, and lipids. So the way I kind of have this set up is, outlining carbs, proteins, and lipids and kind of following it through the digestive system, showing the digestion taking place as well as absorption. So first off, we'll start with carbohydrates. Chemical digestion will start in the mouth. Salivary amylase is present, which begins to break down polysaccharides, primarily starches, into disaccharides and into smaller polysaccharides. Additionally, I should say this goes for proteins and lipids as well. There's also mechanical digestion taking place, whereby the mouth will be breaking down carbs, proteins, and lipids into smaller physical pieces so that the surface area that enzymes have to engage with later on in the digestive system increases. So carbs starting in the mouth, breaking down polysaccharides into disaccharides and less complex polysaccharides. Not a whole lot going on in the stomach. And then we get to the pancreas, which is releasing pancreatic amylase, which continues kind of the process that began in the mouth of breaking down those polysaccharides into disaccharides, into smaller polysaccharides. And then we get to the small intestines, where there are specific enzymes that exist or are released, brush enzymes that break down disaccharides into monosaccharides. So there's the sucrase, lactase, and maltase, and those all are associated with disaccharides, right? So sucrose, lactose, maltose. And then additionally in the small intestines, we have the microvilli brush borders, which finish breaking down monosaccharides to monosaccharides. And ultimately, right, those monosaccharides are absorbed into the capillaries for absorption. Next, we have proteins, where there's not any kind of chemical digestion going on in the mouth. But again, we do have the mechanical digestion, just breaking things down into smaller pieces. We then get to the stomach, where there is pepsinogen, which is inactive, kind of just hanging out, not really doing much until, as a part of the digestive process, hydrochloric acid is released, which then turns it into pepsin. And pepsin, not pepsid, is going to be breaking down proteins into peptides. I think that from a digestion standpoint makes sense, right? Because proteins are long chains of amino acids, and what that pepsin is doing is breaking things down into peptides, which are shorter chains of amino acids. No significant chemical digestion going on with the pancreas with proteins. And then finally, we get to the small intestines, where there are other enzymes that are present, trypsin, chymotrypsin, and carbopeptidase, and those will break down the peptides into dipeptides. So again, we're getting to an even smaller chain of peptides. And then finally, there's contact digestion, which takes place with the microvilli brush borders in the small intestines, which is taking those dipeptides and breaking them down into the individual building blocks of peptides, which form proteins, which are amino acids. And those amino acids are absorbed into capillaries as a part of the absorption process. Finally, getting to lipids, no chemical digestion going on in the mouth, but again, mechanical, breaking things down, getting them smaller. In the stomach, we have gastric lipase and lingual lipase, which will start to break things down. And that lingual lipase is also activated by hydrochloric acid, similar to the pepsinogen. Pancreas is releasing pancreatic lipase, and that's breaking things down into fatty acids. and triglycerides into monoglycerides. Finally, within the small intestines, we have bile salts, which emulsify the fats, which make absorption possible. And in terms of the absorption, we have micelles, which transport digested fats into lacteals, which are lymphatic vessels in the small intestines. So kind of the way that I'm thinking about those myceles is they're kind of like little fat fairies that kind of package things up and get them, kind of packaged in a way where they could go into those lacteals for absorption. So again, this is what I'll be using to kind of study the main points of digestion. I hope that, somebody found this helpful. I'm definitely open to feedback and looking forward to watching all of your guys' videos as well. Thank you, and again, have a happy and safe Halloween.